New York Knicks just punched their ticket to the NBA Finals, but now there's a major injury concern. Mitchell Robinson has reportedly suffered a broken right pinky finger, and suddenly one of New York's most important defensive pieces is a huge question mark heading into the finals. Right now, the exact play that caused the fracture hasn't been officially confirmed. Reports do say that Robinson did suffer a broken right pinky earlier this week, but there's no official timetable for return. Video from Game 4 may provide some clues, though, to when this actually did happen. There are moments where Robinson appears to grab and shake his right hand after rebounding battles and physical contact in the paint. And honestly, the mechanism does make perfect sense. Pinky fractures in basketball usually happen through three main mechanisms. First being axial loading. This means that there's force traveling straight down the finger. Think about a rebound. A ball hits the fingertip or another player crashes into the hand, and that force jams the finger backwards. Second being hyperextension. So that's when that finger bends so much farther backward than it should. So when it's going way past normal range of motion here. Big men deal with this constantly, fighting the boards. And then finally, we do have rotational or twisting force, where it's like a jersey grab, tangled hands, or an awkward collision that can twist the finger and crack the bone. For a center like Robinson, constantly battling in traffic, any of these are possible. So if we take a look at the fingers, or specifically that pinky finger in general, or that fifth digit, there are a lot of things that help stabilize the bones. As we see tendons here, the extensor and flexor tendons seen here, as well as we also have ligaments that help stabilize, as well as the joint capsule, all stabilizing that structure so it does not go out into far extreme motions. The issue with these injuries is that not all broken fifth digits are the same. A fracture can either be real stable, where it is just mean the bones do stay aligned, or there can be moments where it is displaced or unstable, where that bone shifts and rotates. That changes basically everything very quickly. Because basketball players need more than just pain tolerance, they need grip strength, hand control, ball security, and full finger coordination. A pinky does sound minor until you remember that Robinson uses his hands for rebounding, catching lobs, shot contests, as well as screens and securing loose balls. News released today that Mitchell Robinson did undergo surgery for his fifth digit. Due to the fact that there was surgery completed, that means that there's probably a few options that could have happened. First, looking at this metacarpal bone here, where they potentially could have, if it was fractured, they could have used an intramedullary screw to repair that fracture. This ultimately is holding that fractured bone segments together so that they can heal properly. So most likely, if this was the case, Mitchell Robinson would be using a splint for sure after the surgery and to play Wednesday night. Or it could have potentially been mallet finger fracture, which involves this extensor tendon seen here. This would have been an avulsion fracture, where potentially a part of the bone would have been taken off the distal phalanx. Once again, Mitchell Robinson would definitely be playing in a splint with this type of surgery as well. So the big question is, how long does a broken pinky usually take to recover? So typically, timelines look like this. A mild, stable fracture will typically take about 2 to 4 weeks before meaningful basketball activities, while standard fracture healing usually around 4 to 6 weeks. Surgical cases can extend to about 6 to 8 plus weeks, depending on swelling, healing, and grip recovery. Now remember, the NBA Finals begins in just a few days, so Robinson isn't healing normally on an off-season timeline. This becomes a play through it or shut it down decision. And this is where things get fascinating. Unlike a knee or ankle injury, a pinky fracture doesn't necessarily stop conditioning or running. So yes, playing through it is possible if the fracture is stable, pain is manageable, and doctors feel protection can prevent worsening injury. But there are trade-offs. Pain and swelling, every rebound battle becomes a little bit more painful, and every hard catch sends force through that fracture. There's also grip weakness. This matters more than people realize. A compromised pinky can affect two-handed rebounds, catch radius, hand strength, and secure finishes. This injury could impact the finals in a bigger way than a casual fan thinks. Mitchell Robinson is not just a backup center, he is one of New York's best rim protectors, one of the best offensive rebounders, as well as one of the more physical interior defenders. If he plays limited, the Knicks could lose offensive rebounding, interior size, and foul protection for Karl-Anthony Towns. Along with the fact that if he cannot grip or rebound normally, the Knicks may be forced into a smaller lineups, heavier Towns minutes, or a deeper bench rotation, which changes the series chess match immediately. The bottom line is a broken pinky sounds small, but for a 7-footer whose game depends on rebounding, rim protection, and physicality, this could become one of the most important storylines of the NBA Finals. At this moment, it does seem like Mitchell Robinson will play through it. However, it will be interesting to see how this does impact his play, if it does at all. Let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below, and thank you so much for watching.